The most impressive Super Bowl champion in history is seemingly a tougher argument than the least impressive. To be clear up front, this will not be who I think is the best NFL team of all time, or even the winner of the best Super Bowl game of all time, but I'm sure there will be some overlap into those categories. Instead, this will be who I think the most impressive champion was. Was it someone that snuck into the playoffs and overcame all odds? Was it a dominant team that won all season and left no doubt? Well, yeah, it's going to be one of those two types, so let's find out. We will also be doing this series for any and every sport we believe we are competent and knowledgeable enough to make an informed opinion on, so be on the lookout for others like this on our channel, and please like, share, and subscribe, and argue in the comments and let us know what sport we should do next. Now, this list would have arguably been a bit easier if I had just picked the best Super Bowl. Maybe the Patriots overcoming a 28-3 deficit against the Falcons, for example, or maybe the team that got it done all year and was perfect like the 1972 Miami Dolphins. But instead, I had to make it difficult and a lot more controversial. As I mentioned in the opening, this really came down to either a team that had a Cinderella run to overcome all odds and be champion, or just a dominant champion like the previously mentioned Dolphins. As it turns out, there were a lot of teams favored at the start who would end up going around 14-2 or 13-3 and winning it all. Impressive, of course, but that gets a bit overcrowded, and most of those teams are actually equally impressive, making it hard to pick any one team. However, if we go the other route and pick a team that had no right, no shot, no chance, but ended up doing the unthinkable, we get something much more impressive than just meeting expectations. Who comes to your mind in this scenario? Maybe a few, but I can think of no better example and none more deserving than when the 2007 New York Giants did the unthinkable and the impossible by winning Super Bowl 42. The 2007 edition of the New York Giants came into the season off of an 8-8 record in 2006, where they lost to the Eagles in the wild card round. Though the team lost its first two games to Dallas and Green Bay, they would rattle off 6 straight wins to put them at a respectable 6-2 entering their bye week after a 13-10 win over Miami and London, which was actually the very first NFL game to ever be played in London. Over the next 6 games, the Giants went 3-3, losing to the Cowboys again, along with the Vikings and Redskins. They would ironically lose to the Patriots in the season finale to finish with a very average 10-6 record and earn the 5 seed, but would have to play every playoff game on the road. How did they respond to the odds being stacked against them? Pretty well. They beat Tampa Bay 24-14. Afterwards, they avenged their 2 losses to Dallas by knocking them off 21-17 after getting some help from one Jessica Simpson and Tony Romo taking a vacation to Cabo during the bye week before the playoff game instead of preparing for the damn game. Anyways, after that nightmare for all of the Cowboys fan base, the Giants beat the 13-3 Green Bay Packers in Green Bay in -1 degree weather 23-20 in overtime in the NFC Championship to punch their ticket to the Super Bowl. And what, you may ask, was waiting for them in the Super Bowl? Well, it was the 18-0, including their 2 playoff wins, New England Patriots. Tom Brady was the MVP. Bill Belichick was the AP Coach of the Year. The team broke records for most regular season wins with a 16-0 record. They had a then record 589 points on the year, the highest points differential, and many other team and individual records, with some still holding up to this day. Entering the game, the Patriots were favored by 12, the third largest spread ever. The game's scoring started with a New York field goal late in the first, followed by a New England touchdown run by Lawrence Maroney in the opening seconds of the second. That score would hold until the final quarter when a 5-yard touchdown pass from Eli Manning to David Tyree put the Giants ahead 10-7. With only 2 minutes remaining, Tom Brady threw a 6-yard touchdown pass to Randy Moss for what looked like the game-winning score. However, down 14-10, the Giants went on a game-winning drive that ended with a 13-yard pass from Manning to Plaxico Burress with 35 seconds remaining to seal the deal and pull off the shocking upset. Eli Manning won MVP, going 19 of 34 for 255 yards and 2 touchdowns. Some of the following facts of the season make this unbelievable run all the more impressive in my eyes. In winning the Super Bowl, the Giants beat 4 teams they had previously lost to in the regular season. With Eli's MVP win, him and Peyton become the first brothers to be named MVP of the Super Bowl in back-to-back seasons. The Giants trailed in all 4 playoff games to come back and win them all, obviously. The win over Green Bay was their first over the Packers in the postseason since 1938. They won their final 11 road games, including the London game, where they were officially the away team in the neutral site game. They only had 1 starting Pro Bowler, which is the fewest ever among Super Bowl champions. Full disclosure, I, Chris, hate the Giants, and I'm still blown away at this team 18 years later. So they have to be my pick for most impressive Super Bowl champion of all time. Thank you all for watching. Please do like this video, share, and subscribe. And also, please feel free to comment anything I missed, anything you disagree with, or maybe even something you do agree with. This has been Chris with White Widow Sports, and I will see you in the next one.